Hi, Megan. Hey, Christine. Someone's barbecuing around here. It smells so good. How are you, Christine? Hi, Rachel. Oh my gosh, I was up so early today. So I actually didn't sleep because of it was just like a last minute thing that happened and I couldn't sleep because of it. So then I was up early, but I actually took a nap. I came home, I took a nap and woke up. It was just such a weird day. It almost feels like I haven't been on live in a while, even though I have. It's just weird. You know, some things are just weird and they throw you off balance type thing. But all good. I'm back. Oh, good, Christine. Hey, WW3. No, Gabby. People always try to do the live with it's just a normal thing I think that people do, but yeah, one of those days. It wasn't a bad day. It wasn't a bad day at all, but it was just out of the blue. Hey, Nathan. I'm good, Nathan. How are you? Happy Saturday. But it just reminded me of what kind of happened. It's crazy because it's like trusting your intuition even when things feel not right. But the more you do these practices, I always talk about remaining calm, your intuition leads the way, right? So your inner guidance takes over. So even when it's doesn't make sense, right? You're I don't understand why this is happening, but you've practiced this enough. That's why I always talk about remaining calm is the only thing you need to do, because people always ask the question is my whole world going to fall apart before a manifestation comes in? Well, the more you master calmness, you're unbothered by these things. And even though it might feel off and not right, and you're why is this happening? It still makes sense down the road, right? Later on, it makes sense. But in that moment, you're why is this happening? But you've mastered calmness. So you're not reacting like you used to. So it's not the same. It's not the same as in the beginning when things were just falling apart and you were reacting. That's again why you're using everything in your reality to practice non-reaction, right? And I always talk about this because it's easy to manifest. You can repetitively bring something into your reality by repeating. But if you're not practicing non-reaction, you're going to wonder why that you're not fulfilled still. You're not happy, right? I know, Christine. It's so funny with the personal examples, more so, it's funny that they're happening more now. And I think it's because I'm so more aligned with my manifestations and things that are meant for me. So I'm noticing and I'm more aware of things now happening, right? I'm becoming more aware of it, which is good because then I can give you guys these examples and tips and stuff. Nathan, he has my subscriber necklace. I'm surprised, Nathan. Hi, Claudia. Nathan, it's not that bad. You keep asking me, I'm going to make that picture worse. Is that what you're wearing? What are you talking about? And you're meant to share them with us. Exactly, Christine. That's what I always feel. I feel like it happens, these things happen for a reason as well, so I can share it. Anytime anything happens to me, I share it. The story about which was so weird because it was my intuition was so strong in that moment to go pick the 3. It was the time difference was so much different, and I'm why? Why am I feeling to pick this one? I don't want to pick this one, but I'm feeling a nudge to pick this one. So finally I picked that time, the longer time, and it was like so worth it. It was so worth it. The scenery was so pretty. It was such a nice drive. But like me, I would pick the one that was, I always used to pick the quick one. So it was weird. It's going to be on her forehead. In the skies. Hi, Kristen. How are you, Kristen? Necklace eye patch. And you know what's funny? Hi, Bridget. Like I'm trying to like, even, you know what happens, guys? It's so weird. It's because nothing has meaning, right? There's no meaning till we place the meaning. And as I'm watching things happen, they're happening for like the highest good of yourself and everyone, because you're a co-creator. You're a co-creator with the universe, right? And that's like when you choose this path and you choose to like better yourself and better your life, that's what it comes down to. That's why you have to stay calm. That's why a lot of times I don't understand. I'm like, why is this happening? But you don't see it the same way the more you do these practices. It's almost like you stay calm and you just keep getting calm, and you follow what your intuition says in that moment, right? Even though like your old self would probably be reacted to it. So that's what I'm saying. It's like you're not only, it's not for your highest good, it's for the highest good of others and maybe people close to you involved, right? So always trust that. Always trust that intuition in those moments as you're changing and aligning more with your true self. Hi. I don't know what to say for your name. Kier. I want to say like Kier. Is it Kearney? The last part. Marta. It's Marta? I feel like I knew that. I knew that. I'm trying to remember these names. I think I do pretty good. I love hanging out with you guys. Yeah, and all those things, right, Christine? It's like you're serving for like you even you know how they say even you just going to the food store and talking to someone at the food store, like you don't realize how like those interactions are all happening for like a reason, right? Abraham talks about that, and Bashar talks about that, which is so cool, how it's all connected in some way, shape, or form, right? And that's why a lot of times I don't understand. It's like, and it's not always comfortable, right? It's not always comfortable because you're kind of like not doing doing the things you used to do, like your old patterns. You're stemming away from your old patterns and you're following what's best for you in that moment. But that's the thing. It starts to get more clear. You start to get it. It starts to make more sense the more you practice calmness. So that's what happens. I go within and I get really quiet in those moments when I'm like, why is this happening? It's weird. I don't react, but I am weirded out by it. I'm like, why is this happening right now? So I always just go within and I get really still and quiet to make sure that I don't react, to make sure that I do respond from the right. And you know what's funny? Even if I do react a little bit because I maybe was a little triggered, it always works itself out because I still stay calm. So that's why we say it's okay to react, because I've reacted plenty of times, even knowing all this still. But I still remain calm, and then I get calm and I respond, right? Do you kind of get what I'm saying? So that's why you cannot mess this up. You literally can't, because like, even if you react, you can a second later respond in that same situation. So you just keep remaining calm. Like it all works. You can't mess anything up. You can never mess anything up. You just get better at it. You get, more clear. Hi, Ava. How are you, Ava? I feel like it's a lot of us on here right now, which is nice. Oh, it's a Saturday too. Hi, Linda. Oh, that's so good, Linda, that the calmness is working. Yes. I think a funny story that I tell people, I don't notice that I know I changed. I know I changed. I know my reality has changed, but even myself, but how I know when people, how I know when people say things to me like that, know me, will say like that, like, oh, you sound different. And I think it's because my voice is higher pitch. I actually had someone say that to me. So like you are changing, but you don't notice the changes as much because it's kind of gradual, right? But other people that know you notice the changes. Did you read my book on emotions? I use that exact word, roller coaster. My free ebook on emotions, Bloom, it talks exactly about that. It is a roller coaster, Bloom, because you're learning how to balance out your emotions. You're learning how to it takes practice to get to a point, Bloom, to where resistance is literally just guidance. Like it's just guidance and that's it. It's not there to hurt you or cause a reaction out of you. It's just you have to you keep practicing calmness and it gets easier and easier. Like it literally is a practice, but it's so worth it. And my thing is always, what other option do you have? Because nobody wants to keep reacting, right? So just keep doing the practices. Again, Bloom, you can't mess anything up. Just know that it does get easier and your life does start to get better. And again, it will start to make sense. You can't mess up. You literally can't mess anything up. Hi, Aaron. Yes, MBW. I'll squeeze that in my schedule. I've been so busy. It's like even trying to get these lives in has been like all of a sudden I'm doing more things, right? So I'm like trying to squeeze all these things in, and then I get emails a lot from people like they ask about coaching, they'll ask a question, and I don't want to do coaching, but it turns into coaching because they keep asking me questions. So that's why I worked on that audio all day yesterday. I've been working on it for a while, but I wanted to put it together to keep it simple. I didn't want it to be too long. I'm really I'm really careful about not making anything too long because I don't want to because this is easy, right? So I wanted to make it short but to the point and get all the things that I wanted in it. That's why I was working on that audio. So I had made a bunch of videos actually for that audio, but I was breaking them down to like the ones to me that are right to the point, right? Went into a little bit of the practices of relaxing, getting yourself out of your mind into your body, the breath work, meditation, but also explaining this to people because some people just need to understand that, first of all, what you want is done. You're not doing anything to manifest. I always say, because people have resistance around that, so I say just write it down and look at it from time to time or put it under your pillow or write it in your phone. You can look at it every now and then. But don't do anything at all to manifest it. Nothing at all. That'll happen naturally. You'll probably visualize, daydream around it, but don't do anything, intentionally to manifest it. You're only making the best of this moment. And that's where I start getting into like that kind of stuff in the audio, talking about how like all these realities exist and you're only moving from one to another, right? And this one doesn't serve you anymore, but it did at one point. So that's why you're kind of like you're actually thankful for that. You're appreciative for that because it served you at one point. So that's why we can't react to it, because if we react to it, we keep on reliving it. So I talk a little bit about that as well in the audio. Yes. Well, yeah, I mean, Linda, it's not, you can have friends, but you always, anything you're ever doing, you want to do it for yourself, not for other people's approval or for other people to like you or for, other people, and ask for other people's opinions type thing, right? What did Nathan say? What was his great analogy? Life is like a roller coaster. Exactly, Nathan. That is so true, Nathan. Right? Which I will say, the very first time I went on a regular roller coaster, I cried like a baby. So I screamed and cried. Amazing part is that there's no right or wrong. Exactly. And that's the thing, Claudia. Like, I always want people to know, like, you're literally always moving forward. You got to understand that you're cleaning up a lot of energy, like a lot of stories first that don't serve you, right? But not only that, you're also getting clear on these concepts at the same time. So you're learning how this works, how this reality works, how you create your own reality, right? And you're also releasing things that don't serve you. That's why we drop in lower energies, because that part doesn't always feel so great, right? When we're releasing what doesn't serve us. But the main thing is not to be afraid of those times you don't feel good. Don't be afraid of negative emotion. We're so afraid of it. Just try to look at it as a feeling. And the more you can just like embrace it and just not be afraid, and kind of like, I don't like to say face it, but you're almost like pushing through it. Like you're using it to your advantage. And I'm like, I ain't afraid of you, right? Like, I'm not afraid of this, because it really is only guidance. No way. That's so weird. TikTok watch comment. We did not see it. Oh, I thought he was just like, the way it came out. I'm like, what's so weird? Curious someday. I hope to be able to speak to you in English. Yes, definitely, Daniel. This refresher's so sweet right now. Panic attacks. I haven't. Oh, that's awesome, Linda. That is awesome. Now I'm not Greek. That's like really good progress, Linda, for you. No, not Italian either. What's that one all about? Funny thing, I did do that ancestry test, and I always thought I was German, but it didn't come back German. It came back like English, Scottish, Irish, and something else. It came back something else, maybe French or something like that, but it didn't come back German. It didn't come back German. And we, like, my whole family, we all thought we were German. This has turned into a guessing game. I'm guessing. Wait, you guys. But as you move into your new reality, you're leaving your old one, right? So there's some discomfort in that. That's why people say, why do I feel guilt? Why are they mad at me? Why? It's because you're moving into a different reality, but you're still reacting to the old one. Because it's literally all resistance. Always. That's all it is. Reacting to resistance. I noticed that all resistance is just negative emotions. Exactly, Claudia. That's why I always made it so simple, Claudia. I always, this is easy. Like, you make it about how you feel, And when you don't feel good, you just remain calm. That's you releasing everything that doesn't serve you. It's literally that easy. And then negative emotion, you understand it because it's not negative emotion. It's actually guidance. It's moving you towards what you want, but you see it as negative emotion at first because of our beliefs, our limiting beliefs, and how we react. And that's just how we perceive things at first. But the more you do these practices, you start to realize it's all actually guiding you to what you want. But the reason that we keep experiencing what we don't want is because we're reacting. So we're staying in reality that we don't want over and over again. That's the reason why you don't feel good, right? The more you start like feeling good is you matching what you want, right? So us not feeling good is just living in a reality that doesn't work for us anymore, doesn't serve us anymore. But the practice is remaining calm to get out of it. You're not purposely staying in that reality, even though you want more or you want to move towards more. It's a habit, it's a comfort, it's a pattern, right? And these patterns take time to release, to diminish, to fade. They take time. That's why I say you're literally always making progress. You are. It just takes practice. And that's why I add these things. That's why not just remaining calm, meditation is going to help you. Doing things in each moment to feel good, right? What feels good right now for me? What can I do right now that feels good? How can I make the best of that one? This one's my favorite. How can I make the best of this moment? That one is so powerful, and you should always be asking yourself that. Like, am I making the best of this moment? And how can I make the best of this moment? And when you can't, because you just don't flat out don't feel good, that's the time you want to get out of your mind and get back into your body and just relax and just say, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, move slower, breathe slower, do all those little techniques to just like move in slow motion, breathe. I like talking in slow motion. I'm just like anything in slow motion that I can do. The words have no meaning. I'm just moving slower, breathing slower, moving slower, talking. And that puts me back into my body, right? And gets me out of my mind. And then I'll say, all right, I think I feel good. What can I do now? What should I do now? And that's literally all you're doing. Like, that's the practice. Along with meditation, meditate throughout your day if you can, in the morning, at night, if you have time. Try to meditate every day. Oh, yes, I love that, Claudia. Hi, Shalina. How are you, Shalina? I do it in the morning and at night, and you make things very easy, but they aren't easy. Yes, Linda, I love the easy, fun meditations, but again, you can find what works for you. Like on YouTube, they have tons of meditations on YouTube. Do I work out? I do sometimes. Yeah, my workouts are like so like short and quick, but I do work out. It's not like a real workout. It's like just a little simple workout. I felt like rhyming with affirmations is easier. Yeah, Aaron, do you ever see some of them on here on TikTok? I see some rhyming affirmations on here, which they are catchy. And like some of the songs, what's the one? I get paid every day. I mean, I don't do it, but like certain ones are really catchy. I'm going to start making some, and I'm going to sing them for you guys. I love that, Claudia. Me too. I meditate myself to sleep. Like, people always ask me about sleep, and I'm like, I go to sleep fine because I meditate myself to sleep. I was out today, so I had McDonald's twice. No, I had Dunkin' Donuts this morning, a wrap, and then it was still breakfast when I got breakfast again. I literally ate at like 5 this morning and got a breakfast wrap from Dunkin', and then I went to McDonald's at like 10 something and got a breakfast sandwich. And then I had some cookies when I came home and some chicken dip. That was what I ate today, literally, and a soda, and this is my second refresher. So I just ate whatever I have to go food shopping so bad. So bad. I'm going to go tomorrow. Hey, Taz. Hey, BB. I meditate I meditate a lot. It's easy for me to meditate. It's easy. I'm not trying to show off or anything, but I've been meditating for so long that I got really good at just quieting. I can sit in silence. I can just sit. If you guys, I wasn't doing this live, I could sit here and go right to the quiet, go right to the stillness. But again, that's why I say be consistent with it. So I do it in like the morning before I start my day, and then I do it throughout the day because again, I can do it like pretty quickly. Is there a correct way to meditate? No, absolutely not, Claudia. I lay in bed. I sit in my car and do it here. I've done it like I used to. I used to have like I would sit up straight to try to keep myself awake. I would do it like I would get ready first, then meditate because I would fall asleep a lot. But now I don't think there's any. I think do what's best for you. Do what's most comfortable for you. Don't listen to anyone because there's so many different people will tell you different ways. I don't think there's a wrong way. As long as you're quieting your mind and you're taking that time for yourself to get quiet, to me, that's all that matters. I think you'll do it better if you do what works best for you, what's comfortable for you, right? That made me just, Christine, that made me do, the way you said Bobby be Bobby. Do you remember, was it Bobby Badfingers? I know that's so random, but that just popped in my head. I think he was on like Howard Stern or something. Like he used to like snap his fingers or something. I don't know why that popped in my head. I don't know if any of you guys know Bobby Badfingers, but. Yeah, so I remember Claudia, like when I first got into meditating, I always tell this story because when I first started meditating, I was hiding it from people because I thought it was weird when I first did it. I didn't want anyone to know. I was meditating in my bathroom, literally meditating in my bathroom. Is it wrong that I want to hurry up and not read? I don't think that's bad at all, Bloom. I think that's a good thing that you don't want to react. That's a really good thing. Just the answer to that is just to keep remaining calm. Just keep remaining calm and don't think about it too much, right? Because you're probably causing yourself resistance just around the topic alone. I designed a meditating digital print. I'm going to release it on Etsy. Oh, that's awesome, Aaron. I love that. That is so awesome. On Etsy. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's where I go, like, I try to, like, do different things, like Etsy. I've tried I'm not going to say it wrong, don't tease me, Pinterest or whatever you call it. And even I can never learn those different sites and stuff. I can never learn them. Yes, that's good, Nathan. Yes, Bloom, just stop. Take a breath, relax, move slower, breathe slower, all of those things. Oh my God, this air conditioning's a little cold. So my kids, my boys, they would sell clothes. They were really good at finding good clothes and they would wear them and then they sell them, right? And I think they used Poshmark as well. Sherry. Hi, Sherry, by the way. But I think that's what they used, Poshmark, too. Oh, that's so awesome, Linda. I love hearing that. I mean, I don't even know how I did TikTok. Like, because I'm just not one to sit and take the time. If I can't get something quick, I don't stay there long. Anything that I've done so far has been effortless for me. And I think that's why I'm a big believer in if it's hard or if you're forcing it, trust me, there's an easier way that's meant for you. And anything that I've done so far, it's been so easy for me. Although editing is not easy for me. I cannot do it. I get so bored. But I'll procrastinate till like 3 days before, and I'll get it out. It'll be done, and I'll have it all done. But like, it's one of those things where I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I don't know, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Thanks, Phil. I feel like this necklace is actually extra crooked today. Oh, thanks, Les. That was always my favorite motivational speaker, Les Brown. He was always my favorite because I always thought he was so funny. Oh, right, Linda? Right? Like, that causes so much anxiety. Just knowing, like, you're just standing on that darn thing. This one's probably a 10, honestly, Nathan. I like it when it's actually overly sweet. I'm content and happy when it's overly sweet. When it's like good, but it's not overly sweet, I'm just like, eh. I don't know what it is about. I like that it's overly sweet. I think it's because I don't drink it as fast when it's overly sweet. But if it's not sweet enough, I'm sitting there drinking it so fast because I'm trying to find the strawberry in it. Oh, thanks, Phil. Oh, it's nothing but sugar. You're 1,000,000% right, Queen. It's literally 100% sugar. What I recently... But sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're watery. And they're probably the better ones for me, but... What I recently just got the truck by manifesting. Ah, that's so awesome. What I recently got the truck by manifestations are coming. Woohoo! Oh yeah, I love sugar. I wouldn't be happy without if they didn't make these drinks. Right? Right, Claudia? I so look forward to this. And not only that, like today in my long drive, I had my refresher and a soda in my cup holder. I'm like, I need the caffeine and I need the extra sugar this morning. It's not good for your body, but my beliefs are different around that. I love it. It's delicious. Right, Christine? I know. Kristen, I was like, all right. I was getting like a little sleepy, and I'm like, all right, let's go get a soda. Me too, Stace. Me too. How do you even meditate? It's so boring. Ryan, did you ever try my easy fun meditations? I mean, they're fun. Ryan, they're fun meditations. Honestly, try my easy fun meditations, Ryan. There's just like cool sounds that kind of like grab your attention and stuff like that. But meditation becomes fun. And that becomes fun. You know why? Because you're connecting. I love the silence. I love getting to that place where it's like there's no sound. Like I'm connecting. I feel that guidance. I feel that connection. I get answers. I think, trust me, Ryan, and anyone else that thinks meditation is boring and they don't think it's working, please stick to it, because it gets fun, because you're connecting to this, like your higher self. You're connecting to infinite intelligence. Like it's wisdom. You're getting the answers to things in that moment. I never thought that I would get to that point, guys. I never understood what people meant by like that soft, subtle voice that's nudging you or telling you to go this way or telling you to do this or telling you to do that, when it makes absolutely no sense in that moment. No sense at all. Like, why would I go do this? Why would I pick the longer time today? But it's guidance. And this is why you make manifesting about how you feel, and meditation helps you strengthen that. And basically your intuition is leading the way. It's not your mind. It's not from your beliefs and other people's beliefs, right? You're doing things that don't match the society so much and what you thought was right. You're doing things intuitively. You're listening to your heart. You're following your heart, right? And you're going to realize that's what's going to bring you so much more joy. So stick to meditation. It is boring at first because you're still practicing it. And I know it's hard at first, your thoughts are taking over. Trust me, it's so worth to stick with it when you actually start connecting to your, infinite intelligence, your higher self, whatever anybody calls it, your angels, whatever. But you do connect to something, and you do get that guidance that's helping you not only become your best self, move you towards what you want, your path of least resistance to get everything you want. But to me, it's working through me, right? It's working through me for my highest good and the highest good of everyone. Because just now, like me on here, like I'm helping others, right? I mean, meditating, I don't get all that stuff in my head anymore. Yeah, and it took me practice, because I was like, I don't hear nothing. I don't know what people are talking about. What do you mean the soft, subtle whisper? What's that mean? And I think someone said that your intuition feels uncomfortable or something, but I never knew what that meant. But now I know what it means, because it doesn't make sense. That's what it is. That's the best way I can explain it. Not always. Sometimes it does, but for the most part, it doesn't always make sense. You're like, why would I do that? Or why is this happening? Why should I do this instead of this? This feels right, but you're going to do the one that kind of doesn't make sense, but then down the road, it actually makes sense. It's the same thing. What is it? Bob Proctor says it, or Steve Jobs says, like, you can't connect the dots until you're already down the road and you're looking back and you're like, wow, like I can see how this all had to fall into place this exact way for me to get where I am right now, right? To come by, so I had to drive back. What happened? I had a small voice tell me to go. I counted yesterday around 3, and I came home to go and count yesterday. They called about 30 minutes later and asked me to come by, so I had to drive back. Didn't listen. Oh, right, Tammy. I've done that. You know where I do that, guys, all the time. This is the best. When I'm at the food store and my intuition says to get like ketchup, or I know it sounds silly, but I'm not kidding. And it's like, get the dressing, get this or get that. And I don't get it. And I go home and I need it. And I'm like, oh my God, it's literally telling me what, like that, the things I need at home that I didn't even think of, right? Like things like that. I think it's so cool. But Tammy, I have done that too, where like I've not listened plenty of times. I have not listened plenty of times. With jobs, I would have 2 job offers. I would take the easier job that was like around the corner. It was more convenient. And I would always be like, nope, this wasn't it. And then I would actually call the other place and go to the job. And I was like, oh my God, this is so the one that was meant to be. And I almost knew that I was picking the wrong one, which is so bizarre. Why would I do that when I knew intuitively, like, I know this job doesn't feel right. I knew the other one felt better, but yeah, I'm going to take the wrong one. Why would I do that to myself? Why did I cause myself, why did I take that zigzag? Maybe because I was challenging myself deep within, right? To test it. It does. It does, Queen. It does. And oh yeah, oh, thanks, Christine. Yes, my meditations are on on my playlist there. Oh damn, darn it! I just had something on my mind too. And that's basically everything that I talk about. That's what it gets you to that point, to where you're actually just letting your kind of like your intuition lead the way, right? Lead the way where you don't have to like, you start to trust it more. It takes over, right? It takes over more so. Not to say that I don't have those moments of resistance still, because I do. But I know I'm like, because it's like my old me, it, I was a people pleaser, and I would just do things to make other people feel comfortable, or to avoid confrontation. I would do things to avoid confrontation, but I was putting other people's needs before my own, right? Always, 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 always. So for me, that's where it's hard to listen to my intuition is saying, no, 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 you do this, you do this. This is for you to do this, for you, for you, for you. But my mind wants to say, no, but it's so much easier just to go. Let me just go and do it, because then I can keep the peace. But that's not serving me. That's not for my highest good. That's keeping me stuck in a pattern, right? So that's how I always knew when I wasn't listening to it. And I would keep repeating cycles. Questions. So if things manifest really easily, then no one or two doesn't. You'd say, wait. So if things manifest really easily, and then one or two doesn't. Resistance, energy, contradictory to the manifestation. Wait. So what you're saying? Some things, yeah, it's resistance. If something else, one thing's manifesting easily, I don't know if I'm going to answer this right. If something's manifesting easily, you probably have no resistance around it. But I will say this, and this is something that I've noticed with certain manifestations. I believe there is a journey to some. I've noticed there was an unfolding that kind of had to happen for my growth. Okay? I've noticed that. So some of them don't come in to me for other reasons. I believe that, like, I've noticed that. So that's why I try not to go by too much of what people say. I trust what's happening within me. We all have our own journey. And I've noticed certain manifestations taking longer for a reason, because I had some things to learn. I know, yes, for growth to get to that point, right? Which is kind of the same thing. It's still resistance, because it's still limiting beliefs. So it's kind of the same thing, but I've noticed I had things to learn about myself before that thing could come into my life, which is still kind of limited. It's all kind of the same thing. It's all kind of related, but it was kind of like a journey that I had to take. So I look at it more of a journey that I had to take. Yes, that was a really good question. And that's why I say, like, always go within, right? Always go within and know, like, because we all have our own path, right? We have our own journey. Ah, so you get it. So you feel the same way, Tammy. Okay, yeah. That's what I've noticed in my life, right? From experience. Like, I'm like, okay, I see why I had to go through these things, right? Because Abraham says that, and I never realized that till later, that in your vortex is clarity. So it's not just manifestation. The manifestations are also clarity. You're getting clear on these concepts. I'm manifesting, learning these concepts so I can help other people understand these concepts. That's what I've noticed. So that's part of my journey as well, right? Understanding, like, that we're like these infinite realities and these parallel realities, and that they all exist in this moment. And like I've had to understand and learn these concepts and try to be able to help other people understand them as well. So that was part of my journey. And I remember first learning it. It caused a lot of resistance within me, because it was a little scary learning all these things, right? And these deep concepts at first, but just by remaining calm and meditating on them and understanding them more and researching it more, I would start to feel better. And then it became exciting, right? But at first it caused resistance within me. But I did resonate with it all. I resonate, but just understanding that concept that all these realities are playing out right now, every single one of them. I know it was shown to me and now I'm ready, but wasn't then. But yes, I love that, Tammy. Yes. Like there's a lot of things that happened to me, Tammy, where I wasn't listening and I knew I wasn't. So cycles were repeating, but I just wasn't there yet. And it was okay. That's why I say you can never mess it up. You can't. And I understand and can see where, okay, I kept repeating this because I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't, and that's okay. But you're always moving forward. You're eventually going to move past that thing that doesn't serve you if you keep doing these practices. Yes. It's so cool. It's so cool to be able to like talk to you guys, like, and you get it too. It's so nice to have people that know what I'm talking about and like going through as well. Because it actually is really cool when it starts making sense, right? When things start to click and you're like, oh wow, like I get it now, right? Especially when you start choosing you and you understand it is all about choosing you. It comes down to always choosing you and putting you first. And it's not always comfortable to put yourself first. It's not. Not in regards to my kids, because I believe that that's a different role that I chose with my kids. My kids, yes, I come first, but they do as well. So I've noticed through listening to my intuition, like being a parent is a big part of my life, and making sure that I'm doing what I can to not only teach them, but also be there for them and be there for them emotionally to help them, right? Because I think about I don't know how you guys, like your parents, but my parents, there was no emotional support in my growing up. Like it wasn't like my mom would never hug me and she was a wonderful person, like super sweet, super kind, but there was no love and compassion in my family growing up. And I know that that's important. And that's a part of like my role as a parent to make sure that I'm showing that to my kids. Right? It's so true, Kristen. And that's more for people like with kids. I know not everybody here has kids, but yes, right, Tammy? So my kids have taught me so much, especially my daughter, to be more compassionate. Like she would say right away, like, you're mad. I can tell you're mad. Like she is so sensitive to energy, but it was like the best thing because it taught me when I was not being compassionate enough. And it's because I was never taught that growing up. It was always like, oh, just, oh, thank you, Emma. It was always like, oh, just go to your room. Like, oh, what did you do wrong? Like, I mean, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad at my parents. They did the best they could. They didn't get taught that either, right? So I had to learn how to be that for my daughter, for my kids. Boys are a little bit different, but they still need it as well. Right, Christine? Right? It's so true. And it's challenging at times because that's probably where I do have some struggles at times where like I go within and I just say, what's the right decision here? Like do I stand firm or am I going to be like that soft and be there for them? And it's usually leans more towards soft. It usually leans more towards that and being loving and non-judgmental and never really like being like, okay, this is teaching them this. Like it's never like that. It's always no, be there for them. Don't judge them, support them, and like not be their crutch, but be there for them. It's like it's a little bit of a challenge at times, right? Because you want them to learn as well. Yes, definitely, Tammy, definitely. And more people like, and I I love that you say that because people will say the opposite of that. And I see it more the way you see it as well. Christine, I did always say like that would be something that I would like to do, like to be able to help more parents out there, like how do I go about that? Like I used to say that. I actually was, when I first started writing ebooks, I was writing ebooks for kids, more so for kids, like to teach, try to explain this to them in a way that they could understand manifesting. And, I just, I never want to react with my kids. I really don't. How to deal with the fatigue of my wife who is raising the children. They are constant. So your wife is fatigued, are you saying? Can she take naps at all? They are Okay, so they will be less. I know that's tricky. I don't know how old your kids are, but be careful of how you're perceiving them. I know it's like tricky with kids because you don't want to constantly call them disobedient because that's what you're going to keep getting. Calmness is really going to help you in those moments when you think or feel like they're being disobedient. By being calm and not so reactive to them, they will stop. You won't see that from them anymore. It's just that when we think our kids are being bad, they're not. Kids are trying to test and challenge to see how loved they are. Unconditionally loved they are. That's what I've noticed. So they want to know that they're unconditionally loved no matter what. So the more that you don't get mad at them when you think they're being disobedient and you just let it be, the less they will do it. And you're like, I love you no matter what. Oops, accidents happen. It's okay. You made a mistake. Let's clean it. And you're more nonchalant about it, more calm about it. You will see a completely different child. You will see completely different children. But children are wanting to know that they're unconditionally loved. Right? We all want to be unconditionally loved. Really, truthfully, we all do. But kids, especially coming in like to the world and to their parents and stuff like that, they want to know like I'm loved no matter what I do. So, and calmness will also help. Calmness will also help with her not being so tired. She's exhausted because she's reactive. She keeps reacting. Oh. Oh, thanks, BB. I've learned so much from my kids. My kids have taught me so much. Like, they're my teachers. I say they're my teachers. So it's so important to not judge them. Let them be who they want to be and let everybody be who they want to be. I mean, I'm using my kids, but this is the truth about everybody. Let everybody be who they want to be. That's what I talk about realities. When you're stepping out of a reality that doesn't serve you anymore and it doesn't feel good, right? We're not judging that reality because we're going to let that reality be what it wants to be, right? If we keep getting upset about that reality that doesn't serve us anymore, we keep reliving it. We match it. But if we just let it be what it wants to be, it's just going to live out its reality, just like as if a person, let them be who they want to be by not judging them. And then we move forward with what we want to be, right? Yeah, it's so true, Christine. It's true. They want to know. They watch a kid. They will look at you after they do something. And they want to know, like, is my mom going to be mad at me? Or, like, do you still love me if they do something bad? And if you just keep loving them, they're just going to have their experiences and learn from them and keep moving towards what's best for them. Right? They're going to kids are going to have their experiences, too, through life, right? They have their own journey as well. I've never touched them at all. I've never tell them what to do. I've always advised on the right. Me and my daughter, our moms, I love how they show compassion. Yes, Paul, right? It's almost like I feel like we get better with time. And we all get better with time. We learn from our mistakes and we learn from our like childhood and stuff like that. We learn. That's how we learn. Right, Tammy? Like, when you're reacting, when you're overthinking. Like, that's what exhausts us. Although I will say I was so tired today driving, but I got no sleep. And I was trying to do practices to think like, all right, what happens when you're just like clearly exhausted? Like, how do you get out of it, right? And I just I was doing some breath work. That was actually helping me. Doing some breath work was keeping me awake because I was legitimately tired. Oh, thanks, Christine. Yes. I know. I seen the question and I didn't answer it. Hi, Mystique. How are you? Hi, Pong. Like, kids teach you patience. They teach you patience. Animals teach you patience. My animals taught me patience too. Honestly, I think animals are teachers just as much as kids. I've noticed that in my life with my animals. Actually, my animals challenge me more than my kids, to be honest with you guys, because they don't like. They're just animals. They're just being animals. They're barking, and they want to go out, and I'm just now relaxing, and I'm like, I want to get mad at them, and they don't get mad back. Animals don't get mad back, right? My animals teach me so much patience. And my cat, Steve, that boy will meow right in my face. Like, meow, like looking right at me. I'll be dead asleep. He will wake me right out of a dead sleep and meow to go out. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, if I did that to you, sir, without a doubt. And just think about animals. Like, I always say, like, they're living their best lives. Animals are living their best lives. Like, we could learn so much from animals. We could learn so much. Right, Christine? But yet, who's getting up out of bed and letting him out? Me. Like, I'm like, all right, Steve. All right, let's go. To get it. Exactly, Linda. They don't, I got to work a hard job to be able to get food today. Right? Like, they're just taken care of. And they know they're going to be taken care of. So do kids. So do kids. They just know they're going to be fed. They know they're going to be taken care of, right? And then society got in our minds and told us we got to work hard to live on this planet. I never resonated with that. Like, we got to pay to eat food here on this planet. What the heck? We gotta pay to have shelter. And I know it's all a mindset thing, and I get it. It's all beliefs and stuff. But it's like, whew, geez. Exactly, Tammy. It is. It's all like becoming. I always like, what can I learn from this? How can I do better next time? Like, that's how I've always been like that, even with my kids, especially when I had kids. But how can I be better? How can I learn from this? How can I, respond differently? And honestly, guys, when you think about it, it's literally that simple. When you really think about it, right? Now, tapping into, like, yes, you get to experience whatever you want, and what you want is done. That's a little deeper, but it's also awesome. And it's also a lot easier than we realize. Manifestation is so much easier. It's just that so many people are teaching it, so there's so much more information about it, and it's very limiting. It's more limiting beliefs around manifesting, when in reality, what you want is just done. It's just done, and you're moving towards it in this moment. And honestly, you're only making the best of this moment, right? You're not doing anything to manifest it, because that's resistance. And you're just making the best of this moment and becoming, and then you fall into it. You fall into your manifestations. Right, Tammy? Right, Tammy? Is it Abraham who says, is it your intuition or is it your mother speaking? She always says that. She's like, you sure that was your intuition or was that your mother speaking, right? Because we have these voices in our head that aren't intuition. They're like from our past beliefs, environment, parents, friends. I don't believe it's hard work. I believe it starts to become fun. You like to do it. At least what I've noticed from my experience, BB, that it's not hard. It actually becomes fun. You're excited. You like to do it. Like the more I line up with what's meant for me, what feels best for me, my life is fun. It's exciting. Like I love doing these. I can't wait to get in my car and make a TikTok and get my refresher and do these lives, like, and do an audio version. Now I'm loving these audios. Writing was fun and now I'm moving on to audios. No, no, no. You just first stop saying that they don't listen, right? Remain calm in those moments. You really want to be patient. Practice patience with your kids. Calmness and kindness will go a long way with your kids. It's a lot easier than you realize, right? You're just in those moments, you're letting them control you in that moment. But in those moments, not even your kids, your kids can't control you, but you want to respond from a good place. You want to be calm. You want to be kind and soft in those moments with your kids. Talk to them gently, right? Don't talk to them. If you yell at them and you get upset, they're going to keep, it's just like anything. Your kids are no different than any other person. Soft, gentle responses with your kids. They will shift. Just give it time. Give it time. You're just seeing the version that you see now. You got to give it time. Keep responding, keep remaining calm, keep doing these practices. I promise you, they will reflect different back to you. Be kind, be gentle with them, be soft with them, talk on their level, right? Don't like look down to them or, don't yell at them all the time. Just trust me, if you are just shift just a little bit, your kids will shift a whole lot of bit. Uh-huh. Thanks, Mystique. Am I saying that right, Mystique? I like it. I like the way you have it written on your, I don't know what it's called. What is it called on your name? A girlfriend gets snippy with her kid, and then her kid had an attitude later. I wanted to tell her. I know. You can't say anything, right, Tammy? I know. Like, in those situations, you're like, oh, you know, I just try not to get involved at all, not even emotionally. I try to take my attention away from it completely because it does make you cringe a little. You're just like, like if someone's yelling at their kid. And I also say, you know what, we've all been there. I don't want to judge anyone. Like we've all had our moments, right? Everybody has had their moments, but at the same time, you're like don't yell at them or don't, My kids say they're children. I understand why you feel bad. Wow, impressive. I'm not gonna lie. I absolutely loved Super Nanny. I could not get enough of Super Nanny. Now, I mean, I don't know if she's 100% accurate, but I learned a lot from her. Like just talking on your kid's level, right? I don't believe in timeouts. I did them at the time, but I would never do that today because I don't think we have to punish our kids. I don't think you have to never punish your kid. But I did like her approach. I did like that. I always had a good relationship with my kids. Like I did. I was always soft, gentle parent. But the compassion I had when they were young, but as they got older, it gets a little more challenging, right? It's almost like you have to learn it again when they're older. It's easy when they're little to be hugging them and kissing them. But as they get older, it gets a little more challenging. So it's like almost like I had to like learn it again. Mystique. It reminds me of what's that movie? Mystique. She's in that movie, and I can't think of what it's called. Um, it's X-Men. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Kanisha. Exactly, Christine. That was so sweet. And you know what? You can't, like, even now, you can start, like, you can't even mess that up. You cannot even mess that up. I always think about my parents. I have nothing but love for my parents. Like, my dad was not even in my life, really. I still have nothing but love for them. And even my mom. Like, I think of all the good things. And I have good memories of my dad as well. He used to videotape, like, all of our when we were little, like, all of our Christmases and stuff like that. And, like, you just focus on the good. And, like, I always think about that. Like, the more that I change and move towards what's best, you do see things differently. There's nothing, you don't hold no grudges. Like, you just know everything happened for a reason. To this point, everything has happened for a reason. Oh, oh. Hey, Mike. I don't know why I picked my drink up like this, like a claw. The claw. My youngest son. Yeah, you know what's so funny, Mystique? Now my oldest son is loving, like naturally, but when he was little, he wasn't. And my middle son's not. My middle child's not, but my daughter is. So it's like they're all so different. Oh, I love that, Linda. Yes. That's so awesome. It's so true. Because everything's a reflection, right? It is. It is, Mystique. I know. It really is, like how all three could be so completely different. Speaking of son, I do have to feed my one son. Both God are so loving, and they're autistic. Proven labels don't. Really, Kanisha? So they talk about. Do you ever, Kanisha? Do you listen to Abraham Hicks? Did you ever listen to her? If you do, even if you didn't, watch her video on autistic children and how much they serve a purpose today on our planet. It's actually really, really interesting and really cool. Hi, Mike. Nice to see you too. Thanks, Big Country. Have a good night. Oh, yes, Mystique. I always had a good relationship with my nieces and nephews, right? Like, where if like their parents would be like, "Oh, they're bad," they were never like that with me. They were always so nice and kind and sweet to me, and they loved like being around me and stuff, like all the little ones. Nice to see you too, Mike. Yeah, I just love them. I loved being extra with them, like with my nieces and nephews and like all the little kids. I just love the little ones, like my nieces and when they were little. I mean, when they were older too, but exactly, Paul. Non-judgment zone, without a doubt. I know, Linda. I love like when they're like learning how to walk and they're like still wobbly. It is, Mike. I hope yours is too. Christine's popular. It's really nice today. It's like there's a little breeze today. It's sunny. It's sunny out. And I don't know what the temp is. Oh, it's warm. I didn't even know the temp, Nathan. I just looked at my car. 87 degrees. You're in a chatty mood, Christine. Girl, you know what? Tonight might be a Taco Bell night. I did not cook. I have no food in my house at all because I've been busy. Like, I haven't had time to like cook or anything. But I haven't even had time to go food shopping, so I've been just fast food in it, McDonald's in it, you know? So, I don't know, maybe tonight might be a Taco Bell night or something. I love Taco Bell. Like, my kids like when I make them. They prefer the homemade tacos. I'm all about Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell. Thanks, Maddie. Hi, Leah. Del Taco. I like a taco supreme with extra sour cream. Hi, Anissa. Oh, did you? Leah, I worked at Wendy's. I worked at Wendy's for 1 week. I have nothing but love for those workers. I am so nice to all of them because I'm sorry, that job is not easy. I did it for 1 week. I was like, heck no, absolutely not. I thought it was hard. No, I know. That's what I'm craving now. I like their cinnamon things with the cream cheese or whatever's in the center, like some type of cream or something. User, my book, Feel Good, Stay Calm, for non-reaction, I would say. I don't know if you have my ebook, but Feel Good, Stay Calm would help you. Also, you could check listening to my release resistance videos in my playlist will help you with non-reaction as well. Trying to think of some, like, because you just need reminders. Non-reaction is you just need to remember to like relax. You need to remember to move slow, to breathe slow, to meditate, to relax your body. That's non-reaction. Opposite of desire happened. Opposite of desire happened. Let me ask you this. Can I ask you this, Catherine? Be honest with me. Are you doing something to manifest it? Be honest. Are you doing affirmations? Are you doing techniques to manifest it? Because that's usually the reason why you get the opposite. Because you're actually trying to manifest it. And I'm going to explain to you why you don't want to do things to manifest it. If that's what you're doing, which I'm going to guess you are. Because this is what happens. When we do techniques, methods, affirmations to manifest, we bring it in, but it's not right. It's not correct. Because you're not supposed to do anything to manifest it. You're only doing the one and only thing, and it's focus on yourself. That's it. And you're just releasing resistance in your everyday life, making the best of what you have, making the best of where you're at. No, you're moving towards more, and you're focusing on you and feeling good on your own. Otherwise, you're manifesting this thing, but you're not one bit ready for it. You're bringing it in, but you're not internally ready for it. That's the only thing you need to do, because this manifestation's already done. It's already done. You write it on a piece of paper, look at it from time to time, but do not dare do a technique to manifest it. Focus only on the only thing that you need to focus on, and that is yourself. Because releasing resistance, guys, and doing these practices, remaining calm and all that, that's focusing on you as well. When you're staying calm, you're bringing all that energy back to you. There's so much power in that. So that's why the only thing you're doing is manifesting the best version of yourself. I don't even like to say the best version. You're deprogramming to get back to your true self, okay? Not becoming the best version, because we're not becoming. We're already that. You're deprogramming. You're releasing all these things in stories that don't serve you. So hopefully that makes sense, Catherine. But that's exactly what happens. People are like, I'm experiencing the opposite. It's because you're doing something to manifest it, but you're not doing the only thing that needs to be done, which is focus on yourself. Life feels so much more flowy since I really focus. Yeah, because it's the only work, guys. Like, just like I said, if people were like, well, what do you mean? I just know what my manifestations are, so I don't need to write them down. But I have, and that works too. Like, you just write it down and you look at it from time to time. Have it in your pocket, have it under your pillow, have it in your phone. Every now and then, if you want to be reminded or you want to add a thing or two to it, there you go. It's right there. But you're not doing anything to get it. It's literally done. You could never bring this in the best way possible. Your higher self will bring it in the best way possible. And you're not supposed to be involved in the details. You're only doing the energy work of releasing what doesn't serve you anymore. That's it. Focusing on you, feeling good on your own, being your own source of happiness, remaining calm when you don't feel good. Meditating. That's literally all you're doing. Literally all you're doing. Hopefully that helped, Catherine. I don't know if she's still here, but I hope that helps. I hope that helps, girl. But I know that's what happened. I get all those people jumping on in here saying, like, oh my God, I'm manifesting something and I'm getting the opposite, or I'm manifesting something and, or like always a person. Oh my God, they haven't texted me back. Is something wrong? I'm like, yeah, because you're manifesting them. You're focusing on them. You're chasing something. Aw, I feel like aw, so kind. I know. I helped someone, and I'm sure she probably heard it, right? I think it's like overwhelming because people feel the need to do something to get something, because that's, again, a program. It's still a program. It's still like you're still feeling the need to do, so I got to do something. I can't just sit here and expect things to just land in my lap. Like, no way. But yes, you are literally that special. And then write the things on those little lines that new me has. Right, Leah? Yeah, so I used to write. I actually wish I didn't throw out my journals. I had so many journals, but it was like information overload because I was still learning this stuff. I was still trying to understand all this information. So I would write and like try to get it. Like, I would write things out because I enjoyed it, though. I did enjoy it. It was something I liked to do. But now I don't need to do it anymore, right? I think that's part of the process, though, is getting clear and understanding these things, understanding what you truly want. How do we get to your... Oh, did you see them, Nancy? So you click on my profile here, and you'll see a playlist. It'll say playlist, and then there'll be a bunch of playlists, like creation is finished. And the one is easy, fun meditations. And if you'll see it, it'll say easy, fun is in caps, meditations, and click on that and you can go all the way down. If you're friends with me on YouTube, you can also find some on YouTube as well. Let me know if you can find it. Who said it? Who said it, Tammy? I love when like people say, "Oh, you know who else says that?" Or this person said, or Bashar said that before, and I didn't like. I never heard him say it. Like, because it's like all this information is here for us, right? It's like you're tapping into it. Because you're only getting yourself into the receiving mode. Receiving mode is just you feeling good. That's what receiving mode is. Oh, yeah, I know. I heard him. I heard of him. I wanted to do that in 2017. Oh, isn't that awesome, Leah? When all your old stuff comes to life. Did you ever give up on certain things and then they came? Because I did. I gave up on things. I gave up on like meditations. I wanted to teach people meditation and talk about meditation, but it seemed like nobody wanted to hear it. So I stopped talking about meditation. Oh, thanks, Dream. And that stuff has come back to life again for me. A lot of my old manifestations. That is so cool. I love hearing that. Thanks for sharing that. Red highlights. I've had red before. I thought about red. Believe it or not, I've thought about red. Like not red, more of like maybe like burgundy-ish, like a purpley reddish color. But I don't feel like but then I know I got to do it. It's like a process. BB. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I know some things are hard not to think about, right? But you're so right, BB. I mean, you can get to a point where you think about it and have no resistance as well. But that's where the power lies, in like not really thinking about it and just sitting back and just focusing on this moment. What would be the way you would lose weight if you needed to? For me, Leah, like it was more so making it intuitive, like intuitively eating to the point where like wasn't overly full, but for me, eating what I wanted to eat was very important. So I wanted to eat whatever I want to eat. I don't want to eat like, because to me, that's also a part of manifesting and living your best life, is eating delicious food, right? So that's me personally. But stop reading labels, because nothing has meaning on it. You have to really understand that nothing has meaning. You place all the meaning. So stop reading labels. Stop taking other people's opinions and beliefs about food. Form your own beliefs about food. Well, first know that, crying and stuff is a form of releasing resistance, Kate. But you know what's important? Okay, once you do it this way, when you're going to just practice calmness, you're going to meditate, you're going to stay calm when this story pops up. I know, Kate, you don't have to do that, Kate. You don't have to affirm for your new self-concept. Kate, you want to more so deprogram your mind. You're already those things that you're affirming for. You were born those things, okay? Don't try to tell yourself something that you already are. Do more deprogramming. Meditate, practice calmness, practice moving slower, breathing slower. When you make it more about how you feel, Kate, not so much your thoughts. There's a deer across the street. Hold on. I'm going to show you guys. Oh, I don't know how to flip the screen. You guys see it? Sorry, Kate. I'm going to answer your question. Did you guys see it? That stuff gets me so excited. Okay. I'm sorry, Kate. So you want to make it more deprogramming your mind. Now I'm going to keep looking at it. Don't do affirmations and stuff like that. That's what's causing you so much resistance, right? It's just not working for you. And it never worked for me either. So I can relate. And a lot of people in here can relate to what you're saying. Make it more about Focus on yourself. Focus on feeling good, doing little things for yourself, right? What can I do right now that feels good? One thing will lead to the next, even little things. As I say, like, well, I don't know what to do to feel good. I'm talking the littlest things, like paint your nails, take a walk, rest, take a nap. But you want to do more deprogramming, not so much reprogramming, right? And watch a lot of my videos too. Watch a lot of my videos to like kind of understand doing it this way. Knowing that it's done. Creation is finished. There's nothing you're doing to manifest. You're just releasing what doesn't serve you. You're more so relaxing, remaining calm, resting, anything that, you know, like moving slower, breathing, breath work as well. All those types of things. Okay. Releasing guilt. Yes, without a doubt, Leah. Releasing guilt and fear and turning, and tuning into what actually, I'm not fast enough reader, guys. I'm so slow. I gotta learn. This little deer, he's so cute. I feel like it's a baby. Is it a baby? I don't know. I'm so excited. I get so excited, like, over stuff like that, like deers. Oh, the key to food freedom. Without a doubt, right? So me too, Leah, like anytime, well, it just happened for me. It really was a very natural thing for me. But I noticed later, like if I was eating something old, like feelings would come back and I would just relax. And I'd say, oh, no, that's the old me. Like, nope, I would relax into that. And if I was eating something that has a story around it, right? Of like, oh God, I can't eat this, right? And I would just relax and release that resistance. So definitely same here, Leah. Yeah, I still do. I still crave the junk. I'm not gonna lie. Some days that's all I eat is junk. But I'm funny. Like some days I won't eat a lot, and then the next day I'll eat a lot. So it's like very just whatever mood I'm in. Oh, you're a poet. Someone know their elementary school really manifests there and yell. Someone I know. I find that I don't crave, yeah. Well, obviously I crave the junk because this is pure syrup, pure sugar. But I just, yeah, like I said, I don't overeat, but I eat whatever I want to eat. I don't pressure myself into working out. I do it because I actually do enjoy it. But if I miss a day or two, I'm like, okay, fine, I'll make up for it then, you know, yeah, the next day. I think it really comes down to either not focusing on how you look now if you're not happy, or accepting it and loving yourself the way you are, knowing you're moving towards your whatever your goal is, right? It's an acceptance, or you have to not pay attention to it. For me, it was not, I didn't pay attention to how I looked at that time when I wasn't happy. I just didn't go on the scale. I rarely looked in the mirror. I wore very comfortable clothes until I eventually just lost the weight. Oh, thanks. Yes. Yep. The famous strawberry refresher from Dunkin' Donuts. Thirst comments. Yeah, we don't have those in here. They don't last too long. I don't think you're in the right live. I love bread. You know, it's funny. I don't like bread. And that probably is a big reason why I don't really gain weight, is because I don't like bread. I mean, I like carbs and stuff, but I was never a bread eater. Like, I won't eat the biscuits. I just don't want them. I would take the bread off because I just don't love bread. Yeah. Sometimes I do like fruits and veggies. I'm not a big fruit eater, But like sometimes I do crave vegetables, like, but of course they got to be cooked in butter and like all these extra like things. Mm. Yeah, you know what? I do eat a piece of uh cheesy garlic bread sometimes. Not all the time. If I had a preference, because I like my stomach's small, so I can only eat so much at dinner. I prefer the spaghetti, without the garlic bread because it's too much for me. So I'll do the spaghetti and have a piece of garlic bread later at night for like a snack. This little deer is like a little baby deer, and it's definitely a baby, and it's so cute. And it's like looking at me. It's not really looking at me, but I like French toast, but I don't like cinnamon and all that on it. It's got to be just regular French toast. My kids like it with all the cinnamon and the vanilla and all that, and I'm just not about that. I like good old French. I know this deer, I can't. I just can't. Oh, I don't care about that. It's just like if it's overfilling for me, I can't fit it all. It hurts my stomach. I know, aren't they, Linda? I always get surprised. And you do see some deer in Philly, not as much as like, certain areas, but I get excited like I've never seen one every time. Oh, yes, my daughter, she loves salad. She could eat it every single day. I don't like salad. I never liked salad. I never, just wasn't my thing. I eat salad like once every 3 months. I crave a salad, but it's like a Caesar salad with tons of dressing and do you, Linda? It's like the non-healthy version. Yeah, I was never a salad eater. I never ever liked it till I got older, and then I had it once like at a party, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of good. Yeah, I like a good dip. Like if I used to crave that, like carrots with like a good ranch dip. But if get lazy about making them the way I like. Oh yeah, like my daughter's all about going to Wendy's and getting like the Caesar salad there, the chicken Caesar salad. She doesn't like them made. She wants the ones from like Salad Works or like the good ones, right? Yes, BB, right? I do. I go for like the chicken. Although I do like my mashed potatoes. So I will get like a meal, but it's usually chicken. It's usually chicken like with mashed potatoes. Did you, Paul? Just had a Caesar salad? I can't. There is the pasta salad. It's. I like it. I don't like something about the afterwards. I don't. I taste it like all day. What is he doing, the little deer? He's running. He's leaving. He's running for something. It's like he's having a good old time because there's like nobody out here, and I feel like he's just like having so much fun. Like he was running back and forth, and he probably just feels so free. I thought so, Linda. I thought so, but it's kind of like little, but maybe that's what I was wondering. I'm like, is he or she looking? It's like I was like, see his little head bopping. It's like kind of going now, but it's leaving. So cute, so cute. I I don't follow Neville enough. I don't follow Neville enough to have a favorite lesson. I'm more of a Abraham. Hicks kind of gal. I don't know enough from Neville to give. I listened to Neville. That's what's so funny. When I first started understanding this and learning this, Neville was someone that I did follow a lot. Him and Joseph Murphy, which I don't know, I felt like they were similar in a lot of ways, but it led me to Abraham. It led me to more. It led me to, I think Abraham's one of the, her and Bashar are one of the best manifestation teachers today, most updated. Yeah, and I think he's great. I think he has a lot of great points, but I don't have enough. I can't give an opinion because I don't know enough, right? Like, I'd be making something up. I can teach you how to manifest something for yourself. I agree, Tammy. I agree. Bashar is very clear. I think he's a lot more clear than Abraham, isn't he? Abraham, I think Abraham reaches a lot of people with where they're at. Like, that's what I've noticed with Abraham. Like, because she does where people, sit on and do that thing where they sit there. I don't know what it's called. Every time I start to worry, I think of your remain. Aww. Mel, I love that. Yes, right? I always just think calm, move slower, breathe. I love the slow motion thing. That has always worked for me. Like talking in slow motion, resting my body, floating in a pool, right? Because people don't understand that just relaxing your body is enough. It is enough. But you keep doing it to get good at it. That's all. Relaxing your body is non-reaction. But these stories do pop up and you're still going to react, but you're getting better at it the more you're relaxing. The opposite of non-reaction is relaxing. So that's why people are like, all I got to do is relax. Literally, if I told you one thing and you know this now, that everything you want is done, and I told you just relax all the time, not even meditate, yes, that's great and that's a bonus. But if you just keep relaxing your body every time you get upset and you just keep doing it over and over and over and over again, you will get good at this and you will not react. You will eventually not react, because the opposite of non-reaction is relaxing your body. Just literally just relaxing. So that's always my number one thing to tell people to do is just relax. Because if you really listen to Abraham, which I never picked up till later on, every message is relax. Sit in the sun, bask in the sun, meditate more. Everything behind what she says is relax. So just relax. You can still live your life and live your everyday normal life by just being calm and relaxing and moving slower. And you can just do that all the time. That's why I say do it all the time, not just when you're ready to react when something bad happens. Practice it all the time. Practice moving slower, taking your time, not rushing around for anyone. I'm just going to go at my own pace. Yeah. Does he, Leah? Now I gotta get back to Bashar again. I was listening to Abraham a lot today when I was driving. I listened to a lot of her videos. I do love listening to them, especially after seeing how much you've changed. I would prefer journals. I never did a vision board. But if I did it, I'm more of a writer, so I was more of a journaler than someone that would do a vision board. Yes, Leah, right? Even the little clips. Even on TikTok, he pops up a lot. All right, I'm going to jump off, guys, because I'm seeing it's getting late, and I don't think my son has eaten anything today. He's probably texted me already. Are we eating? Let me go get him his Taco Bell. Huh? Oh, I love that. I'm just reading. Just search. I don't know. I might be back on. I'm not sure. I'll see how the night goes. My other kids are at a party, so I'll see like how my night goes. But other than that, everyone have a good night, and thank you so much. And thanks for helping me, guys, with moderating. Good night, good night, guys. Good night, BB, Kristen, Leah, Christine, Dream, Linda, Tammy. Make sure I got all you guys. I think I did. Shalina. I think so, Shalina. I think I might. I don't know. Now I'm like, I don't even know if I'm hungry now. Like, I was hungry, but now I'm not sure. I don't know. I'll ask my son. I'll say, what do you want? And I'll give him a few options. And if he picks that, then I might get it. All right, guys. Good night, Cycle, James, Vladimir. All right, everyone have a good night. If I don't see you guys, maybe later, maybe not. We'll see. Now you want Taco Bell? Bye, guys. Have a good night. Thanks again.